Good morning to you. Another cracking day. But, yeah, been going since about 4 this morning, so, yeah, pretty chilled out day. Don't have much to do today, which is good. But, yeah, I was gonna, discuss a few things with us today on the merry-go-round. I pretty much devolved, or gotten into time travel. I gave them how to make a time travel machine, how to rip apart the atoms, and a gateway into the fourth dimension, pretty much, time. And get a bar magnet, cut it on, this is how you make the triangles. You need triangular magnets. So you get a bar magnet and you cut it from the top left to the bottom right on an angle, and then turn one of them around and get the two pointy ends and glue them together. So you got a north-south glued together, top and bottom. And then you make the three of these, and then cut the a bit of an angle into the bottom of these three triangular magnets you've got, and join them together and make a triangular magnet with 6 norths and souths on the outside, 6 norths and souths on the inside, in the middle. So you make 4 of these magnetic triangles, right? They're going to be pretty big, and you put topaz crystal, an oxagon or a hectagon, cut topaz crystal in the ends of each of the triangles, up near the pointy ends, so 3 of them in each triangle, and then you coat them in gold. Then you make a big triangular magnet that's bigger than these small triangular magnets. You make a really big one, and you put 3 of these triangular magnets on top of it, and then 1 on top of the 3 triangular magnets, on top of this big triangular magnet, and then you electrify the big triangular magnet, and it'll make the 3 magnets, 3 triangular magnets with the triangular magnet on top spin, and you pulse it. You can open doors with frequency 224, 448, 712, 936 and 1200. So that's what you pulse the electricity hertz, or what, kilowatts or whatever, into the electromagnetic triangle. And those 4 triangles, 3 on the bottom and 1 on top of them, will all spin, and they'll open a door into the 4th dimension, and you'll be able to time travel. So this is for the future, pretty much, who are reading Facebook, because I don't think it'll be found till in the future anyway. So yeah, but you rip a hole with those spinning triangles, because you've got 4 spinning triangles with 12 norths and souths per triangle. So 4 12s are 48. So you got 48 poles all spinning, and the frequency of topaz in the ends of these triangular magnets, plus electromagnetism from the electromagnetic triangle that they're sitting on top spinning. It'll the frequencies and the magnetics will open the will rip a hole through the atoms, and shebang, you'll have a doorway or a gateway into the fourth dimension, but through electricity, like pulse frequency 224 into the magnet, electromagnet, 448 into the electromagnet, 712, 936 and 1200, and you'll be able to open the door and close it, and go use that for your timings to go into time travel. But yeah, I'm a bit of an amazing man. I've got a fucking bit of a genius mind, and so I can design things quite easily. A lot of it comes to me from God, and the seven archangels, they pretty much fill me in on a lot of shit, and then I make videos and put it on Facebook and YouTube. And it's like writing a book. Ooh. Okay, now we're going to make the oscillator. This is how you do jump through space, because you don't want to travel at the speed of light. You'll hit something, so not too many places you can get a straight trajectory in space to travel at the speed of light for more than fucking 5 hours anyway, so there's no point in travelling at the speed of light. But you can multiverse. That's jumping in and around planets by having an oscillator. Now, an oscillator is made out of the key of life. Get the key of life, pretty big, coated in gold. It's called the NQ or Enki or NQ in the Egyptian world. It's a circle with a cross, the key of life, and you get 12 of them, coat them all in gold, put them in a row with about that much space between each one, and then you put them in a electromagnetic cylinder, right, and electrify the cylinder, a magnetic cylinder, so they've got electromagnetism around them. Then you put a mirror at one end, and then you pulse frequency 224, 448, 712, 936, and 1200 through the keys of life, and this hits the mirror, and it comes back and oscillates, and you can use this to travel through space, this machine. So that is the oscillator. Okay, now another way of feeding the earth, because we've got a bit of problem. We fuck up the soil. We use a lot of herbicides and insecticides, and so our food's not good. So we've got to learn to grow food in the ocean, so we're not ruining the land, and it's all flowing into the ocean. But to make this plant that grows in the ocean, what you do is you get, for DNA, you get the DNA of spirulina, because that's grows underwater or in water, and it's the powerfulest food in the world. You get coconut DNA. This is all splicing them together, because coconut's a powerful food, and it also can grow in salt water, take in salt water. You get to splice the DNA of mangrove plant. What is it called? What's the tree that grows in the salt water in the mangroves? You get that. And marijuana, you splice that in with it as well. and and the other one was cherry tomatoes. Splice that in as well because cherry tomatoes grow really fast, so that'll be in the plant. But you splice all those plants together and grow it underwater. And if you add mustard seed to the splicing as well of this, making this super plant that grows in salt water, yeah, you can add monatomic gold to the soil, and this plant will absorb the gold, so it'll make it even more of a powerful food. But you grow all this underwater. We can grow it in the lakes, we can grow it in the ocean, and not need herbicides or fertilizers. And yeah, this superfood won't make us sick, it'll make us live for a long time. So what can we call it now that I've created it? Yeah, well, we'll call it the Nanawaki Tabaki, the Nanawaka, that's what we'll call it. The Knights of the Coconut. Yeah, so I've given you how to make the world's most powerfulest food and how to grow it by DNA splicing and spicing. The DNA code you're looking for, by the way, in humans is 224 448 712 936 and 1200. So if you look at those DNA strands and go to those numbers, you'll be able to cut and splice there and make super soldiers and gods, because that is the code. That is the code for everything, actually, because I went mad back in my 30s when I was in psychosis. I used to get a lot of really heavy psychoses in my 30s and late 20s. And one day I put a pentagram into a clock and sat there and tried to work out what time the 72-degree increment of every 5 points of the star landed in the clock and what time it was. And the time was 224 448 712 936 and 1200, which is 12 o'clock. And then I went and put those numbers on the lotto and won 9 grand. Then I went to a pub down deep south of Western Australia there, and I said to the guy who was playing the piano, I said, I got some numbers for you. And I told him the numbers, and he started going off playing like a madman. He said, where the fuck did you get these from? I said, man, it took me 3 days, buddy, but I got them. He said, I've been looking for this all my life. And yeah, bang, started playing. So they're pretty magical numbers. So, all right, gave you how to make time travel, how to create a door. Gave you the oscillator on how to jump around space by oscillating the ship and going interdimensional, because you can go around a planet interdimensional, you won't crash into it. And but remember, this is all for the aliens and the people in the future as well. But the feds, Asio, CIA, all that sort of shit, black ops, they pick this shit up in the airwaves and home in on it. And that's pretty much mathematically how I calculated this video to end up in the hands of the government. So yeah, that was my plan. That's why I'm doing this. So yeah, you spin around, put it in there. But I will show you See? This is the plan, man. That's the spinning triangles over the big electromagnetic triangle. Okay? The plan's written on my arm. So, yeah. But, okay, so I've given you the superfood. Another way of making another superfood and a super oil. Mustard seed absorbs gold out of the ground. So you feed your mustard seed plants monatomic gold, and in the seed of the mustard seed it has omega-9 3,6. Now marijuana seed and flax seed also have this, where fish only has omega-6 and 3, no 9. And so you feed your mustard seed gold, a monatomic gold, and the gold will go into the mustard seed, and then you compress all your mustard seeds once you harvest and make a golden oil. And yeah, it says it in the Bible about the 2 olive trees and the golden lampstand and the golden oil. But that's the omega-9 3,6. And yeah, so you can sell that. You can make quite a lot of money if you patent that and sell that to the masses. But another way of doing it, feed your mustard seed monatomic gold, grow the first crop, then plant your second crop from the babies, and feed it monatomic gold, and you get harvest the seed and you make a bread out of it. Now this shit's pretty powerful food, man. It's the holy of holies. Give us our daily bread, and you eat this bread and you live forever. No shit. The holy fucking grail. But says it in the Bible, with the strength of a mustard seed I'll move a mountain. So there you go, the old mustard seed, mate. But yeah, well, okay, well, if you're sick, they should have this in hospitals and old people's homes. You make a six-sided tank, a six-sided tank as high as a person, make it strong, out of glass and steel. Put a ladder going up to the top and going into the tank, then put a quartz crystal in the bottom, big one, then fill it full of water, 37 degrees, salt water, and then put the person in the tank up to their neck in water, and pulse frequency 224, 448, 712, 936 and 1200 through the water. And because everything's made of atoms, every molecular structure, including us, is vibrating. Everything oscillates because they've got quarks in between the atoms holding them together, and they're vibrating. And everything vibrates at different frequencies. But the body cells vibrate at frequencies, different frequencies. And you got your chakras, your crown, your third eye, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, and your lower chakra. And these are energy centers. And when these frequencies I gave you go through the water, the 5 of your lower chakras, not your third eye and your crown, those frequencies 224, 448, 712, 936 and 1200 turn on your chakras, and starts healing the body and giving you a spiritual enlightenment, your kundalini rising, because sitting at the base of your spine is your kundalini, a serpent coiled 3.5 times around. And when you get these frequencies pumped through the water, it'll turn on your chakras, and your kundalini will rise, and you'll open your third eye and your crown chakra and heal yourself, even from old age. So if you build one of these tanks, you can make a lot of money out of it. You can charge a person $100 for 15 minutes in the tank just to open them up, but it vibrates the cells. These frequencies going through the water hit the cells in the body and oscillate and bring the cell back to its original state. So if it's diseased or sick, especially cancer, the frequencies I gave you go through and oscillate the cell and bring it back to normality and well-being. So it kills disease and cancer because it's on an atomic level. Because in a cancer cell is just made up of atoms, and an atom in a cancer cell, or any atom, has a nucleus, a proton, and an electron, and the proton and the electron spin around the nucleus. And when the cancer cell gets hit by these frequencies, the proton and the electron go out of orbit and crash into the nucleus and destroy the cancer in the cell. So it's pretty heavy shit, but fucking, it's what you gotta do, man. When you talk to God, you talk to God. And yeah, that's the way to heal everybody. So I've given you the food, I've given you time travel, given you how to heal people and fight back old age, pretty much. Given you the holy bread. Yeah, the other thing I've got to do is for the philosopher's sword, well, the sword of Michael, Archangel Michael, we got to make it. And you pour 224 grams of gold, 448 grams of silver, 712 grams of copper, 936 grams of titanium, and 1200 grams of carbon. Heat this up in a crucible, mix it around, get it all nice and stirred up and heated, and bring it to the boil, then let it cool, then add 224 parts carbon, bring to the heat, boil, let it cool, then add 448 parts carbon, bring to the heat, boil, let cool, then 712 parts carbon, boil, let cool, 936 parts carbon, boil, let cool, and 1200 parts carbon, boil, let cool. And then with that you pour the sword. You can pour rods too. We don't need uranium anymore. These rods, because those grams or parts are the elementals' kingdom of metals hierarchy numbers. Okay, that they are the. You can do it with any metals if you use those parts or grams that I gave you, especially with 1200 parts carbon, because a carbon has 4 parking spaces in it that atoms can cling to. That's why we use the carbon a lot to temper the metal. But yeah, they just make them into rods or the Michael's sword, and yeah, the frequency that comes off these rods higher than uranium, so they can use them to power nuclear stations. It's pretty crazy, but fucking, if you're talking to God, you're talking to God. And yeah, and we pour Archangel Michael's sword and then put a piece of topaz on the end, and he'll come and get it. They're still a bit young, but alright, I gave you the magic alchemy numbers. Oh, by the way, that metal can be used to make the hulls of spaceships as well. So, yeah, but very powerful. That is the Kingdom of Metals numbers, 224, 448, 712, 936 and 1200. And yeah, you'll find every metal with those numbers will combine together. So it is the Kingdom's numbers the king of gold, the king of silver, the king of copper, the king of titanium, and the king of carbon said, no worries, Normie. You're mad enough to handle it. We'll give it to you. Yeah, so all in all, it's just you're just in a virtual reality with 7 archangels around you, all atoms, and we're on board a spaceship of the big people, the big world, and yeah, we're doing undercover stuff. We've chosen as crew from the spaceship, especially me, because I am the starship commander, to go and reincarnate into a body and get information, undercover brother stuff to help the world go forward in evolution. That's the brothers of the light, pretty much trying to share their knowledge, because that's what it's all about. The key is knowledge, because you have the tree of life and the key of the tree of knowledge, and the key of the tree of life's keys for DNA. The code is 224 448 712 936 and 1200. They're also the patent numbers. Look up patent 224, patent 448, patent 712, patent 936, patent 1200. If you look at all of those patents, you work it out, and I bet you become filthy rich. Something in those patents, man. These numbers are fucking... I got them a pentagram in a clock. So fucking took me 3 days, but I did it. All right, well I've spilled me beans again, and yeah, I hope you found it interesting, because yeah, if you got some, you can't leave it all locked up in your head or in some psychiatrist's report stashed away in the archives, because it never gets out there, man, and nothing gets learned, no knowledge gets fucking shared, and the job doesn't get done. The undercover brother fails. But this is a bit of a trap I've set for the CSIRO, really, and Asio. They'll pick this up on the airwaves, and they watch me anyway. They've been watching me for years. And, well, they've even come and seen me and told me to settle down. So they went and come and saw me when I was 31. Okay, and my last bit of information I'm going to give you, it's the crocus bulb. Crocus bulb, you crush it up, get the juice, and soak your marijuana seeds in it, and for a couple of days, and then grow that crop. Don't smoke that crop. Get the seeds and grow your next crop and smoke that, because the crocus bulb changes DNA in a seed. So that's why I thought with ecstasy, ecstasy comes from sassafras, ginkgo and saffron. So if you use the crocus bulb to on those seeds and change the DNA, we'd have a different form of ecstasy. So yeah, but the endorphins, what they're after. Yeah, the endorphin, but the endorphin's a chemical basically, and they can't reproduce it. But I think it's got a lot to do with frequencies, because it's made by the brain. So they're really after the endorphin, but yeah, the endorphins are frequencies, basically, with a chemical attached. But yeah, I'd use frequency 224, 448, 712, 936 and 1200. Yeah, so fucking... But, I've been a soldier, served overseas, so I did my warrior stage. Now I'm 50, I'm doing my healer. I am a healer. Yeah, I'm Romanian gypsy blood, so... and I'm the firstborn son, so it makes me a gypsy king. And being a gypsy king and a healer, I like to share my knowledge, because it goes warrior, healer, king. That's how you live your life. And yeah, so I like to share knowledge. There's no point in me going to the psychiatrist and going, look, I can build a fucking time machine, brother. Because he'll just write it all down and put it in the archives, and no one gets to build a fucking time machine. But this is what'll happen. If the CSIRO don't build it, or Asio, or the aliens, they probably might have it. I don't think they got this technology yet. But yeah, it's all in good time. It's all in good time because some kid in 100 years' time will find my Facebook and do a history assignment on it, and his teacher will go, where'd you get this? And then he'll contact the government. They'll come and have a look at it, and they'll build the time machine in 100 years from now, and basically they'll come back and get me. Pretty funny, eh? Time works really weird, man. Time is funny. Well, oh, fuck. Coughing me hole up. Righto, well, yeah, you guys get a laugh out of it. I get some things off my chest because I'm a bit of a teacher, and I have to teach. When the only way I can do it is by making a video, because I haven't got any students in my bedroom to teach. No students, but grasshoppers. This is the way to the light. Follow the light. But if God was going to tell you anything, he'd probably tell you a couple of those things to help the planet. And yeah, but nah, it's just a mission. It's undercover brother stuff. I can handle it. Been doing it fucking 1999. I'm sitting in the nut house, right? I'm in the Hollywood Clinic. Okay. My doctor's name's Dr. Woodall, and my girlfriend's name's Sonia Allwood, and I'm in Hollywood. And yeah, I'm sitting there, 29 years old, don't believe in anything, non-religious, and a voice in my head goes, Sean, you are the second coming of Christ. I was like, ah! What? Me? No fucking way, man. You gotta be joking me. I don't even believe in God, man. So fucking, it's been a dilemma ever since, because God's had me running around doing some silly things, man. And yeah, so fucking, I'm still gonna keep smoking ciggies, and my prana's not gonna be very good, but it's gonna kill me, cigarettes. I don't really mind, because they've kept me calm from God. It's the only thing between me and God's a cigarette. And yeah, but I had passed the test and I failed the test. Like, took a fucking lot of drugs, drank. God really doesn't look God gets up here about getting drunk. He calls us drunkards. But, yeah, he doesn't look too fondly on getting pissed all the time. But, I run a complete and absolute fucking utter muck as a human being. And now I'm 50, I'm chilled out. I haven't got the government telling me to settle down anymore, which is good. Hey man, we're picking up your brainwaves. Who, me? Yeah, you. I'm like, what the fuck? They said, you mustn't have watched enough TV. I said, who, me? They said, yeah, you. I was like, fuck, the cunts are picking up me brainwaves. Hey, the Alpha and the Omega, mate. I was a signalman in Somalia, 3-1 Alpha, and now I'm a signalman as a civvy. They're picking up me fucking brainwaves. But they just go out into space, man. So it's just consciousness. And I have a bit of a powerful sort of mastermind. And that's how I'm able to produce such fucking crazy shit. It's all, it's sent to me, basically. I just sit there and don't think and get messages and, mate, they've called me everything under the sun in the nut house. They even called me schizophrenic, but I'm not schizophrenic. I know my voice, and I know when the voice of God talks to me, or the 7 archangels, and they call it psychosis. I call it, you know, the word of fucking the Lord, or listening to God and the 7 archangels. And yeah, so I've been in and out of the mental health system since I was 29 with PTSD, psychosis, thinking I'm the Lord. Yeah, dealing with a whole lot of shit. But at the end of the day, I don't give a flying fuck. I just get the knowledge out there, undercover brother. That's all the Lord is, man. If they found the Lord today, all right, the CIA would kill him. Yep, they'd fucking kill the Lord. They couldn't handle it, mate. Psychiatrists can't handle it when you go, look, I'm having a problem with God. He's talking to me, telling me I'm the second Christ. And, yeah, it's all too much. It used to scare the fuck out of me. I was absolutely petrified. I ran to Tasmania to get away from God so I could have a cigarette and stay on the drink and the drugs. But fuck it, man. Now we got time travel, we got the holy bread, we got the frequencies that heal people in the tank, we got the food that can feed the world. Oh, I better tell you, free electricity, I forgot that one. Right, make your triangular magnets, make 6 of them, coat them in gold or copper, shove them up a copper pipe, wrap a copper coil around the copper pipe, and spin the triangles in the copper pipe, the 6 triangles, so you got 12 north-south per triangle, so 6 12s are 672, and 72 is the druid's number. And yeah, and fucking you'll get electricity. You'll get, if you build them big, you'll be able to power a whole city. But yeah, triangular magnets are the way to make motors in cars. Yeah, by spinning 3 on 3 over electromagnetic and 1 on top. That's how you get your electricity too. Alrighty, well I've jammed it on enough. Yeah, I don't mind doing a video to people. A lot of people judge me, but I find people judging are usually they're in a class of their own anyway, so you can judge me up. I don't give a flying fuck. Mate, when you got God judging you, and then all your mates judging you, makes for a hard day. So don't judge anybody, and you won't be judged. So fucking let the night roll on. I'm making a kill. But Yeah, I can die a happy man now. Today, I can go. Well, I gave them the info, and now I can fucking know that the info's going to a good spot. Going to a good spot, eh? Yeah, so that's what's going to happen. But I am deep undercover, so this will fall into the hands of the aliens. And, yeah, the CSIRO and Asio and they get it all, man. It just drifts around in the air between the satellites and they scan, well, all the rich, the filthy rich, the elite, they scan the world for revolution, man, because we scare them a bit, so. Alright, well, done and dusted, and I'll see you in good time. Hooroo.